So let's get started first and foremost. Broker price opinions. Leveraging BPOs for revenue growth. Some of you may be here today and you may be looking at, um, I may need to go back to my full-time job. I may need to lay off an assistant. It could even be I have somebody on my real estate team that is more administratively inclined and they're trying to decide their next steps. Or like me, when I got started in broker price opinions and what those are and leveraging them, is I'm going to leverage them to create hundreds of potential listings. So there's a lot of different opportunities on which direction you can grow, you can go and grow in. I'm going to keep it simple for you so you can implement something into your business today. So a little bit about my experience. My experience in this field is I have done over 10,000 broker price opinions. I have also sold over 5,000 properties to include REO, bank foreclosures, institutions, in addition to corporations and relocation. So when it comes to being in it, I'm 100% in it, and I have been for since I started in doing this side of the business. I'm 21 years in the real estate business. I am the director, one of the co-directors of relocation, have an awesome real estate team, and I teach dominate off-market listings for MAPS coaching. So why I'm sharing with you that, it's important that when you hear and you learn from someone, especially in this field, that they're in it and they're doing it daily. Again, that's just a little bit about my experience. Now, I'm going to share with you today what broker price opinions and what pre-foreclosures do and how they go hand in hand. I'm also going to highlight for you how it is an income source. So BPOs as an income source. And I'd love, if anyone has experience, you're doing them, I'd love you to post in the chat. Hey, I'm doing them on a high level. I did it for a short sale. Maybe I'm doing some inspections. Maybe I did them 10 years ago. Knowing everyone's experience is always good when we're on a call like this. So as an income source, I want to educate you on how conducting BPOs can become a significant and consistent source of revenue. BPOs often they're required by financial institutions, investors, banks, and they provide real estate agents to earn an additional income outside of a standard buying and selling commission. So I'm going to give you a basis before we get started on, I'd say, BPOs and what type of income you can make. So I love a lot of you guys in here that I did them a long time ago. I'm going to encourage, if you embrace them and you decide that you want to learn them and start it again, I'm going to highly recommend you don't take it out of your business model. Regardless, many of you have sent me private messages and I did them 10 years ago. When we don't take it out of our business model and we continue to stay in it, and here's what I mean. There has been times that I've done 400 to 500 bank foreclosures in a year and thousands of BPOs where it becomes 90% of your business. But as the market changes, it could become 5 or 10% of your business. It gives you the ability to stay in it instead of having to get back in it. And that will allow you to be able to grow those relationships and easily pivot into a massive growth. So first and foremost, I want you guys to all know that regardless of your experience, I'm going to give you a few things you can do here today that you can be a brand new agent and you can do BPOs. Thank you for the transparency on, I'm not sure what it is. It's a broker price opinion. What a BPO is, It is a great representation on a simplified appraisal that instead of doing an appraisal, they're having us as real estate agents go by and do an evaluation of the property. So I'm going to give you an example. If you do an exterior BPO, they're the easiest to get started. The average price is $40 to $50 for one of those to be done. It takes, after you take photos, when you get used to it, it takes about 15 minutes. So I'm going to just give you an average of $50 per hour. And if you work 10 hours a week doing BPOs, that's $500 per week times 52. That's $26,000 a year. You can easily bring in leverage, get it done quicker. Someone else can help you with getting these done. Now, why am I sharing this? You can easily, working part-time, make $50,000+ a year doing BPOs. When you are out in the field, I have agents that when they're out in the field, they go take photos of the BPO, or they have a inspector take photos, or they leverage it to somebody else. They will do golden letters, 10 to the right, 10 to the left, and they'll take listings. It's basically a way to pay for your gas money. I'm going to simplify it for you, but that to me is what I want you to think about. If you are not in a situation, or you have people in your world where your average isn't $50 an hour, it could again grow to a lot more than that. BPOs will create massive listings when done correctly. It's a great way to supplement income, to be able to create opportunity. And I'm going to show you today just a few tips around what that looks like. Again, they're very simple, especially when you go through training and you go through a mastery level of how to understand and do them. I'm getting ready to launch a new awesome class here in a few weeks, and that's something we will be deep diving in on a high level. Now, who requires BPOs? Financial.
I'm muting myself, but it's only because there's things going on and the dog's outside of my.
Financial institutions, investors, banks, they provide us as agents with the opportunity to do them. Now, when it comes to pre-foreclosures, BPOs can be the gateway to give you a competitive edge around the pre-foreclosure market. I want you to imagine, if you decide to take this as a lever of business and you want to learn pre-foreclosures, or you want to be able to create opportunity from them, when you're doing BPOs, or you have someone in your team or world that does them, they will normally order a BPO when someone is behind on 1 or 2 months of mortgage payments before it hits the default status. So that will help give you the competitive edge on creating massive opportunity. Okay, now, hold on one second. I am going to just pull one of you and have some fun. I'm going to show you. I love that Chicago is so someone had posted Chicago land, but I love one of our last was Chicago. So I'm going to just show you just some pretty interesting opportunity in good old Cook County. Now, in my class, I do teach this, and you guys get provided with the tools necessary to pull to help you be able to understand what's happening in your specific area. Now, I want you to think about, and not everybody is like Chicago. In Cook County, Illinois, I'm going to show you something that some of you may not realize. Pre-foreclosures throughout the entire country It is massive. Most of us as real estate agents, we do not realize how much is happening in our own backyard. There's 14,350 pre-foreclosures in Chicago. Now, why do I shared that because it was one of the last, but I'm just going to show you even in my own area because one of the last was someone in Tampa as well. That there's 1,177. So a part of doing broker price opinions, if you embrace them for the additional revenue, you get the competitive edge because you and whoever's doing them is going to get them before they're publicly in default. So you're going to get paid to do an assessment or an inspection for the company, and there is nothing in, I call it the fine writing, that says you can't reach out to the client after and just say, it could be a simple golden letter, or I'm a neighborhood agent. I'm here to see if you're interested in knowing the price of your house. And I teach you strategies around what that looks like. So again, that is a great example on opportunity, and pre-foreclosures is one lever. Again, it could be investors, it could be refinance, it could be a short sale, or it could be a bank foreclosure. So these are ways to be able to get that competitive edge and get paid to do an assessment. When I broke into bank foreclosures, I did over, it was hundreds of broker price opinions for free. They did BPO agent A, BPO agent B. I was BPO agent B, and I did not get paid. It was doing it for free with the opportunity to earn the listing. Hundreds of them I did. And then I got a call from a bank executive and said, we're going to go ahead and transfer this many listings to you. You did a great job on your broker price opinion. Are you ready? So part of what I teach is you do BPOs for what's called companies that's all they do, or inspections, or you do them, or in addition to the ones that you can earn the right to potentially get listings from. And again, this is all part of understanding the market conditions and being able to get the competitive edge. Now, you as an agent, when you do broker price opinions and you learn how to do them, I want to tell you why I love them is it helps us look at a property in a whole different way. We're able to learn how to walk through a property and see a property in the eyes of really what an appraiser sees the property at, and we evaluate them differently. It helps us whether we're looking for our own investment properties or we're looking to just grow our skills as a real estate agent. It helps us really look at things in a whole new way. Now, I want you to know that if you decide to do this, some of you that are on here, and I recognize many of you, you have massive real estate teams. You also, some of you own market centers. BPOs can be leveraged. At a point in my past and history, leveraging having someone go take photos for me, someone help prep the data, to be able to really truly do this on a high level, you can make six figures a year. You can make several $100,000 a year if done correctly, if you really truly master what it takes to be able to be efficient. And that's a big part of what I'm passionate about teaching, and you guys getting into mastery on a high level. So again, I highly, highly recommend it. Now, the value to you guys as an agent, and then I'm going to give you some action items in just a second. So diversification of income. So BPOs offer a reliable and consistent stream. It also helps you grow your enhanced knowledge around properties, market condition, comparables. I have heard this a lot lately. My listings are not moving. I need to understand why they're not moving. How can I present to a seller and really have them understand what's needed to sell a property quick and fast? Skill development is something that broker price opinions do. If you decide that the only thing you want to do is develop your skill, if you do one of these a week, it will pay for itself. It will develop your skill and it will help you hone what's needed to evaluate, analyze, and really truly grow your skill set to be able to even help you sell your own properties to a higher level. So that's something I want you to think about. Now, networking opportunities, that's one of my favorite. Engaging in these broker price opinions, talking to the companies that assign them to you, finding out and discussing just more, how can I help? Many of them have different layers of business, how you can work with them. In my class, I give you all the up to date, and I'm going to give you a few here today, but I give you the list of everyone you need to apply for, the top companies to work with. But those networking opportunities, especially working with real estate agents, some of you here today said, hey, I'm doing them, or I used to do them. I want you to imagine when you work with a group of agents that are doing a certain type of business, and you guys are able to create that sense of community to share, hey, I worked with this one, they paid quick, I got a listing out of it. And you shared it with other people in your network. It's a great way to grow and a great way to develop those relationships. Now, when you are doing, I call it working with decision makers. Again, this is an administrative piece of the real estate business. Many of us don't, maybe we know exists, maybe we don't know it's something us as agents are highly involved in, and you could be involved in regardless of your experience. It allows you to do valuations for banks and other lending institutions. They rely heavily on broker price opinions. So again, that's a great reason why we do it. And it gives us the competitive edge to create listings and opportunity quick and fast and impact our community. Banks use it for loan modification, short sales, and foreclosures. Now, one of the biggest opportunities is guidance for investors. Investors often seek BPOs to understand the value of a property before making a purchase decision. They may potentially be buying a huge, massive portfolio of properties. And if you did those BPOs and they won their bid, you may get all of those listings. Support for homeowners and pre-foreclosure. That's why the pre-foreclosure goes hand in hand. Many of you may not realize how many pre-foreclosures are in your area. Homes that have a foreclosure sale date, those are the quickest opportunity to a listing, and that's something I help you with. The pre-foreclosures, the notice of defaults, most of them are going to need a broker price opinion done. So you can get paid to do it, drive out there to do the evaluation, prospect while you're out there, or one of your competitors is the one that's getting paid to do that and get the competitive edge. It allows you to understand the market trends, and it allows you to work on a high level with companies that are listing and selling thousands of properties per year. Okay, so definition of a BPO. Some of you sent me private messages and said, Christina, I don't even know what they are. So it's an estimated assessment of a property's value. And many companies have different forms. When you're getting started, guys, please accept the drive-by BPOs. These are the outside only evaluations. And why you do that, because you need to learn the process and you need to understand how to allocate repairs and describe the inside of the property. So you're going to have internal BPOs, you're going to have external BPOs, And then you are going to have what I call property inspections. Now, I'm going to give all of you one of my favorite companies. I personally have worked on and off with them for, gosh, I think probably over 10 years. I highly recommend all of you, if you're looking to get into this, sign up for bpophotoflow.com. If it's available in your area, what I call this is, it's in 43 states. I call bpophotoflow.com the Instacart of real estate photos. You would sign up and you would join their team. You can also use it as a real estate agent. You can order photos for yourself, but you can sign up and join their team. You don't, believe it or not, have to be licensed. You have to go through the prompt to upload photos and do the things that they need. It's a wonderful company and it's a great way to get started, and it pays your gas money. It could be just taking some outside photos and you only do your own zip code, but it gets you out of the house to take photos or leverage the people in your world. It could be a spouse or someone that maybe they drive Instacart or Uber on your real estate team. It's a great way to get started. So again, this is just one example, and this is not a BPO. These are photos done of the property. So again, this is just an example of something that will help you grow, but everybody there can do that. And absolutely, cell phone photos. All of us have really great cell phone photos. That's exactly what you need that you do. You just remove the live button on your photo because you'll have to retake it. So they're on your photo. For those that don't know, there's a little button on the top. You click it on and off. You remove the live because it doesn't upload correctly on these companies. So again, those are 3 different potential assessments. And I always recommend you start with just property inspections and a simple BPO company. Now, I give you guys hundreds of them when you are in classes and things that I do. Now, I'm going to give you one more because, again, I promise you guys I call it keep it simple here, and things that and guys, I'm going to share with you where we're going to post any resources that we have today, and you're going to get an email of everything as well. I am going to share with you another quick one. An Asset Val is a great BPO company to work with when you're getting started. So it's called Asset Val. And I would just look at assetval.com. And that's another great one. They don't have an experience requirement. I believe they have availability in most of the country, and they have exterior and interior broker price opinions. They are a great first step when you're learning, if you would like to get started in this realm. And again, this is part of something that I teach you guys to do, but those are 2 companies you can do right away. And if you want to do more and learn more, that's part of what we'll do in our upcoming class that we're launching. So again, flexibility, learning, being able to do these, understanding them will create massive revenue. And for you, I just want you to think about, do you need that consistency? And what would it look like if you developed relationships with sellers that resulted in hundreds of transactions? That's how I did it, and that's why I'm getting started, why I'm sharing on this particular promo webinar. I wanted to focus on the broker price opinion piece first, because that's how I personally started, and how it related and resulted in hundreds and hundreds of transactions. So again, I'm always going to share from my own experience. So I am going to go through today a property evaluation, complete step by step. I'm going to show you that you can print that we're going to provide for you here today. On a report, when you are doing a report, you're going to need 3 actives and 3 sold comparables. On 30 minutes, we don't have time to fully go over that. That's something I'm going to also show you guys on our upcoming launch. Now, pre-foreclosure opportunities. I do have quite a few. If you're looking to get into pre-foreclosures and master those with your BPOs, all of my favorite links and resources I'll be sharing with you here today, including what I just shared. But I like to do, I call it the free button. Many of you may have been on my classes and may have seen that I share with you a site that I know and love, and it's free for you. I want you to know that there's a lot of sites available to be able to go and grow, right? So auction.com is, I call it the easy button when it comes to pre-foreclosures. So I recommend this if you don't want to spend a dime on resources and you just want to get into action right away before you maybe go to one of my classes or anything that we're doing in the future. Auction.com is a great place. They list foreclosure, they list bank foreclosures, and they list properties that have foreclosure sale dates, and it's a free source for you. So I'm in Florida. Many of us don't realize that or even think about that we can sell it in the entire state we're licensed in. When you learn how to secure investor relationships, those are very easily able to modify to work across the state. I wanted to share this with you today so you can check out your own area. Now, these are not foreclosures that are at the beginning of the cycle. These are foreclosures that are at the end of the cycle because we all need sales right now. So when it comes to pre-foreclosures, these are the ones that have a physical date that they are going to lose their home. I highly recommend as agents, we pull the list in our area, and it could be a simple golden letter. We're getting out there to see how we can help our community. Again, these are aspects that I teach, but you'll see even in my own state, we have 342 properties available. Some of you may have more in your area than others. While I share this with you guys, we're all looking at our levers of business and revenue going into 2024. Foreclosure sale dates are the best representation of we can help our community. We can connect with somebody that has a property with a date that they're going to lose their home. That person is going to have just a few options. They're going to lose their home to foreclosure. They're going to work out an agreement, or they're going to sell their home prior to the foreclosure. Now, I teach action items around all these aspects, but if you're sitting here today and you say, I want to learn BPOs, I need some sales, I'm going to encourage everybody to pull what's in your area, take a simple golden letter and go door knock these homes. And if you're going to call them, you have to be TCPA compliant, but these are people that are going to lose their home. You'll see January 17th. If you've got a great cash buyer, there's plenty of time to be able to save their home. Many of them, if you go to the second or third page in your state, many of them you're going to be able to see that it could be a month or 2 or 3 out. But again, great start to learning foreclosures. Now I'm going to show you where some resources are that I'm going to share with you here today, because I know I'm getting a lot of messages. Hey, where are you sharing this? What systems are you using? And how can I get access? So I always load every time I teach, I load the resources into my site. So ChristinaGriffin.com. You're going to see download tips to get more referrals. And it's going to open up to a Google Drive. I have a ton of resources here. I have letters that I share publicly. I have all of my favorite tools and resources as well. But today, BPOs, I want to share with you just these three attachments before we're done here today, because I believe it will help every one of you maybe look at properties a little differently. This is a property condition report. If you're worried about, hey, I don't have a lot of experience in evaluating properties, I'm a big fan of checklists and systems. And this particular checklist, this is formatted in what many of the reports need. So you print this report, and I highly encourage everybody, even if it's your own home or your current listings, walk through it and evaluate it in a different format. This is a great form to go with your current listings as well. But again, this is the information that they will need in most BPOs when you are doing the broker price opinion. It has what exterior photos that you need to take as well. So it's just a great example. And here is an exterior inspection checklist as well for you that you can also print. The interior is something I do go over in our class, but this is just a great basis for you to be able to get started. Now, here is some of the language some of you may look at and say, Christina, how do I write the language in a BPO? Some of you may do these reports and you may not know how to respond in the comment section. I'm going to show you a very great resource that some of you may not utilize in a fashion that will impact you. Yes, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, because some of you may be sitting here thinking, Christina, I don't know if I have the knowledge base to be able to do this, because the banks will ask for a condition assessment, or they will ask for certain details. Guys, all of us can do this. When you follow checklists and systems and you follow the training I'm going to teach you, you can do this without any issues. So I'm just going to give you an example. Some of the broker price opinions are going to need a description. They're going to need a summary of it could be the condition of the property. So it could be in ChatGPT, and I use chat.openai.com. It could be as simple as, please, and again, I'm writing it not perfectly just to show you. It could be, please write a summary of market conditions for my BPO on a property located at, let me do a location. Let's do 2903 East 28th Street in Tampa, Florida. Again, I did not on purpose write it pretty. I'm showing you this as a example for you, that when we can do, I call it simple description, we can utilize the checklist and say, simplify, the property has carpet and tile and days on market are high for my BPO. Use your tools. We don't have to learn everything right away. We can share the example like I'm showing you here. I gave what it was, but we can use technology now. Again, guys, this did not exist when I did the 10,000 plus. I'm sharing with you on experience, but technology will help you pull the trigger and get started right away. And I give you the prompts and everything that you need to simplify it in the best way possible. But I'm showing this to you because many of you are going to go ahead and immediately start applying, and I want you to succeed, and I want to support you. So take a look at it, and if you don't use this, play with it, and it'll help you in your business on every level. Yes, everybody, we got a ton of new awesomeness, including a separate day for advanced masterminds that we're doing as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. I'm almost done for you guys. So I want you to know that BPOs, again, they are the bridge to get you in to this, the distress in the off-market side on a high level, as well as revenue. Identifying these opportunities could come from attorneys that you work with, and they could come from the data that, like I just shared with you, that we convey. If you're here thinking, I want to increase my revenue, I want to increase my listings, and I want a source that basically I get paid to do it until it gets into opportunity phase, this is it. It's also going to develop you as an agent. So again, we give you a clear path on what that looks like, and I hope you join. I want you to know that you can do this 1 or 2 a week. You can do this where it could be as simple as you're just, maybe you're going to do 10 a week because you don't want to have to go back to your full-time job. I want you to know that the work volume could go and grow on a high level. I know agents that are doing 100 plus a week, and they have it fully leveraged. So if you'd like to work with financial institutions, if you'd like to grow your relationships with investors, I want you to think about expanding your services with market analysis. Go beyond the basics of BPOs. Work and leverage and understand how to do this as part of building your network and getting that market presence and that competitive edge. Sharing your experience through blogs and webinars and speaking engagements, those are things you guys can do. You guys are here. I'm sharing with you my experience. I want you to think about, even in your own market, what would it look like if you went into an investor association and you said, I have a service where I can help evaluate properties if you're interested in buying them. Now, instead of doing them for free, I want you to imagine if you got paid for them. Doing it and having BPOs is a great way to provide that service instead of doing free market assessments for an investor that's going to waste your time. Now, I do teach you how to be able to look at a property and or an investor to see if they're a waste of time or not. And I want you to know that some of this in capitalizing on these opportunities could lead to large projects, could lead to thousands of BPOs, hundreds of opportunities, and really truly, regardless of your experience, working to be able to hit your goals and have fun doing it. We normally only have 30 minutes, and I apologize if I went over. I hope that every one of you...
Well, see, still gonna run good without you. That's it. No issues.
I hope that every one of you maybe open your mind up to something different, or maybe if you used to do it, get back to it. The opportunity is endless, and I will tell you right now, they need agents like us. And I'm going to give you the path on what to do and how to do it. Even if you just do those 2 companies I shared, and being able to utilize good old AI to help you with your tools and resources. Open your mind. I believe in you, and I'm here to support you. And again, I hope you join our class. We've got some cool discounts. I don't know where my light went, but I hope this at least opened your mind to some opportunity. You're going to be able to watch it again. We're going to share the recording. We're going to share all the resources. And I appreciate you guys just taking the time here today. Gracie, I have just a few minutes. I can open it up to a few questions. If anyone would like to raise your Zoom hand, I am happy to answer some questions while we are finishing up today. Hey, Jack, go ahead and you can come off mute and I will answer your question.
Hi there. I know you can do BPOs. Oh, by the way, Keller Williams, Salinas Valley Estates, and coastal estates in the central coast of California. So, yeah, thank you for the class. Very helpful. So the BPOs, I understand you can do them for free, but have you ever done BPOs? Because I know listing presentations, at least in my neck of the woods, and I want to focus on listings, and I'm sure that's a universal principle as well. But have BPOs, in your experience, helped with listing presentations as opposed to just doing sort of a run of the mill comparative market analysis? I mean, do BPOs, do they work in listing presentations in your mind?
Only if you work with somebody that understands what a BPO is and how to be able and how to present that. So I do what's called habit stacking. I do habit stacking. I do, the stacking with the comps in a listing. But I'm going to show you something that could be helpful when you're working with investors. Those are the ones that would like, or I'd say they would understand or potentially respect what a BPO is. Now, on a short sale, probate, when a divorce is involved, a BPO is going to have to be done. So learning how to do that is going to be super important as well. But I use many different systems around data, and regardless if it's a traditional listing or not, I like to include what's called a comp report, where it's done a little differently in addition to the listing, where you're actually presenting public record and MLS sales. So a lot of us normally do not do that. We normally just present a few houses, but when you're doing something and you're going above and beyond that someone else may not be doing, it gives you that competitive edge. So I've got a free 30-day trial to this software on my links. But I like to be able to show the on market, the off market, and that gives you that competitive edge and just a different way to do a CMA. So you can do your normal CMA, but I love including these because it shows that seller that it's more than just what's on the MLS, and you're able to easily show, hey, properties on the MLS, this is what they sell for. The ones off, this is what they sell for. So this is why you should work with me, because I'm going to get you a heck of a lot more money.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, hopefully that gave you a long answer to a short question, but hopefully that I appreciate you asking.
It was perfect. Thank you.
All right, is it Shandy? And I'm going to stop at Sulima. Hopefully I said your name right. So I'm going to do Shandy, Danica, Ashley, and Sulima. Go ahead, Shandy. Hopefully I said, how do you say your name?
Chandani.
Shandini. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry if I said it wrong.
Oh, no worries. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. And I was wondering, do I need to get certified to do BPOs, or just be able to do the CMA and use that, I guess, PropStream website that you were saying?
Prop stream just is one that has to do with different data and pre-foreclosures and everything in between. You can do BPOs just by using your own MLS. You do not need to be certified. We do give you a certificate of a completion when you do my class, but you do not need to be certified. So you don't have to worry about that. And I had a few questions about pricing. 40 to 50s for an exterior BPO. You can get 75 to a few $100s. As well as there's a ton of opportunity on commercial BPOs as well. That could be 500 to 1,000 plus. So the revenue stream is different. But no, dear, you don't have to be certified. You can use your own MLS to pull comparables. They're just going to do what's a quality control on your BPO. That's why I like using Asset Val in simple companies first, so you can learn the process.
Got it.
All right. All right, Danica, how are you? We have a lot of new faces today. Gracie, if you can drop my just details on the class and any info anyone's asking would be great.
Hi, Christina. Donica from Houston. Love the class. Great information in this very short period of time. So I'm definitely looking forward to learning more. Pre-foreclosure is something that I decided last year I wanted to focus on, and I've been paying for a service to get those in my county. So it's awesome to know that there's free information out there. The biggest thing I wanted to know is, what have you found to be the most efficient tactic in order to approach those pre-foreclosures? Because I made up some postcards to mail out, but we know farming gets very expensive very fast, especially if you're trying to do it in a large range. And then Houston is huge, so even like driving around to it can be very time consuming. But is door knocking the best way to get through, or is there what have you found to be the most successful way?
What county do you focus in, dear?
Harris County.
Harris County. And question for you, do you mind telling me what system are you using currently?
It's called, hang on, let me pull it real quick. It's like Houston Pre-Foreclosures or something like that.
Okay, so there are a lot of systems out there. The only reason I ask, because in Texas, in some states, there are judicial and non-judicial states. So I like to be able to, I'd say, get involved and help. And that's something I'm pretty passionate about teaching in my class. So currently, your most up-to-date is there's 2,256 pre-foreclosures in Harris County. And for you, and I use multiple systems. Does that system pull the phone numbers and put that they're TCPA compliant or not?
No, see, I get addresses. I'll get the background information about when the auction date is and things like that, but I don't get phone numbers.
Okay, so if you choose, and that's something I do share the right systems, because TCPA compliance and following that is non-negotiable. But I just used a different system. You actually, because you're in Texas, there, guys, you're going to learn once you dive into this. You're going to learn if your state is your county is judicial or non-judicial. So some of us don't know the difference. Even if you just go Google your county and say, is it judicial or non-judicial? The reporting is differently. So you actually have 4,680 properties that are in notice of default. And you have as well, my favorite are foreclosure sale dates because they need us the most. You have 226. So how I like to approach those and I'm going to keep it as simple as possible for you guys. There's a ton of other tactics. Do it just like you would do a golden letter. Door drops are the highest converting when it comes to pre-foreclosures because they're different than a property that is, maybe they're not behind on their mortgage. So with pre-foreclosures, they're the first domino I always teach. When you master those, everything's easier and simpler. Now, why I say that is pre-foreclosures, guys, they are not answering the phone. They are a different way to approach. They're not paying their bills. So ideally, they also may not open the mail, but if they're going to open the mail, we have to have mailers that jump off the plate that they're going to actually read it. So when you do a simple door drop, even if it's just a golden letter, it's a different approach for you. So I love the postcard. I personally am not I'd say a postcard person, because I want you to think about your own self. Next time you walk to the mailbox, how many things do we throw in the trash and we don't take the time to read it?
Right.
When we are opening an envelope, it's a whole different ball game. So yes, door drops, then I would say mailers, and then TCPA compliant calls.
Okay.
Long answer, but I'm proud of you for doing I'd say the things necessary to do to work this source, because Harris County, there's a massive amount of opportunity. But I would definitely do the door drops personally, or keep it simple around the letters.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then I want you to imagine all those pre-foreclosures, if they don't work out an agreement, then they become bank foreclosures.
Right. Right.
So, but feel free to reach out if you have any specific questions. But I love your passion for it.
Thank you.
All right, Ashley, and then I've got like 4.5 minutes, guys, before they cut us off. So Ashley, go ahead.
I'll be real quick. Here in Wisconsin, I am currently working on upping my investment portfolio. So we do have a system that gives us the pre-foreclosures with the TCPA. We started making those calls. Just curious with the BPOs, when you're going out there, is it okay?
You don't say, hey, I did a BPO. It's just, it's almost like an indicator that so you connect with that person after.
So I can approach. There's no problem with that.
Very few of them, that's especially the exteriors, very few of them say that you cannot approach them, and a lot of that has to do with the interiors or the federally backed loans. But the ones that are around the exterior, very few of them have that, where you're not allowed to approach them.
Okay, and I'd assume with your class, even with me being in like the beginning stages of investments and stuff, I'm likely going to learn quite a bit.
100%.
To be able to take off.
Yeah, so part of since I've been teaching for MAPS, I think we've done taught about 1,700 agents. We have now separated. Some agents will only do the main class content, and some will just join for the advanced portion. So those are going to be 2 separate days, but everything is fully recorded, and you get everything for 60 days after the very last class. And we have a lot of new, awesome, exciting things that we'll be launching soon. So yes, you could be brand new, just getting started, and it will give you things that you can go do in your business.
Okay, thank you.
I had a few is PropStream, what I'm recommending. Guys, that's what I use as one layer, but depending on your goals for your business, or if you're judicial or non-judicial, there's other systems, but there's also free systems that your MLS may provide. Remine, R-E-M-I-N-E. It's a great system. The problem is it's just not, I'm a big component of maximizing our time and making sure that we have the ability to, I'd say, look at what our value and what our time is. So I have a few that have asked what the TCPA is. Guys, I am dropping a link in the chat, and the link in the chat is a KW link that links to the TCPA compliance and where that is. So it is I've got to read it because a lot of you have asked. Because we do have a lot of new faces on here. So what I would say to you is, every phone call that you make you've got to have a system that scrubs the do not call. So the TCPA regulates calls and text messages made using certain technology. The TCPA includes the National Do Not Call Registry and also regulates telemarketing calls. Real estate agents who violate these laws face stiff regulatory penalties and or potential catastrophic legal damage. Contact an attorney to determine if your practice follow TCPA guidelines. In addition to federal law, several states have laws governing telemarketing consultant attorney to determine applicable laws in your area. So we will discuss that. For you guys, I'm always going to share strategies that you're going to be able to implement into your business in the highest level possible. All right. Sulima, you were my last one. I know I got two more, but we're going to run out of time. So go ahead, Sulima.
Hi, Christina. My name's Sulema. I'm from El Paso, Texas.
Tell me it again.
Sulema.
Okay, sorry. I'm a big.
Like
I like to have the
Sulema.
Sulema. All right.
Yes. So I'm in El Paso, Texas. I've been just doing residential real estate. I'm going to start adding this to my portfolio as something to my business. Do you recommend contacting the local credit unions to see if that's something, a service I could provide for them as well?
Yes. And that's something I teach around the bank foreclosure side. There's a lot of opportunity in El Paso, being in Texas, non-judicial and other reporting. But credit unions, if you have a credit union relationship, it's always great. Many of them have agents that work for them. They have REO divisions. They have a real estate division most of us aren't aware of. We also, some of them do commercial and non-commercial as well. So 100%, I highly recommend it.
Okay, I'll be in your class.
I'm excited. We have so many new faces, and guys, I'm always teaching and training. I want you to know that we've got a lot of great things planned. It's going to be an awesome, the market. This is a shift-proof business, and I'm passionate about helping each and every one of you go and grow. On my website, that folder that we downloaded has a ton of resources. Take some time, go through it. It's an example of some of the content I share. And again, we are here to help you guys and help support you. I love that we had several hundred of you stay for a good solid hour. Normally don't go that long on these particular calls. They're shorter. I hope you guys got some value today. It opened your mind to the possibilities, and I look forward to getting to know you and help you grow this year. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.